folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to the Minecraft 2025 Let's Play Adventure, where, until recently, we were working on expanding our island with this massive, funky-shaped bit of extra land here that whoa, that looks cool. I really like this new map program. I wish that we could add, and maybe we can, and I just don't know how, but I wish that we could add waypoints. If you could add waypoints on here, I really just don't know how to do it. Chunk claiming feature, open parties and claims mod. Oh, we could do a lot of really cool stuff with. Oh, the waypoint feature requires the minimap. Okay, well there we go. We figured it out. That lava looks like an arrow. I feel like we've had that exact same revelation before previously. This is really neat. I like the way that this looks. I mean, it just renders everything slightly differently than the other map mod we were using. But I didn't want to be looking at the caves. I want to be looking at the surface. So what do? Just drag this back up to the top. How do I make it manual? How do I do that? Hello? Do I just turn off? Is there a way to turn off caves mode? Whoa. That's cool. So that's all the cave layers kind of stacked on top of each other. That's pretty nifty. Caves off. There we go. Okay. So, looking back on it, if I could do this all over again, I wouldn't make this big, and I wouldn't make it this funky shape, because it looks ridiculous. But I'm hoping that maybe after there's grass on it, it'll look less strange. That's the goal. But today, what we need to do is cover this mass of stone because it looks ridiculous, okay? It looks a little bit silly, and we need to have it look a little bit more like the rest of the mountain. So here's my plan. Here's what we're going to do today. Here's the goal. I want to kind of come over here, and I want to help paint the picture for you. You see how all of that curves back in? We're going to have all of that come straight out here and fold around there, and then we're going to have the side of it fall away like this mountain already does. This looks fine. None of us questioned this. So we're not going to have it be a perfect slope where it goes all the way down. We're going to have it drop like 10 blocks and then kind of come out and then drop again. And then we're going to just kind of very subtly, maybe like right about here, swoop the grass down. And we'll plant some trees. This is for later, right? Like I'm talking about this today, this tomorrow. But let's head inside. Oh, look at that. We got another axolotl out here. Let's go. Or is that the same one? I thought it was a pink one before. That's very fun, though, that they're swimming around. That's very fun that they figured out how the cave works, and they're starting to explore their new horizons. And hopefully we see more and more start to traverse that tunnel and come out in here. That might be the same one. I thought for sure it was a pink one in yesterday's video. But it's also perfectly... yesterday's. Was that yesterday? Was that yesterday? I don't remember. Last night's video, I was very tired. It was right up against the wire. I can't even remember what it was. What did we do in yesterday's video? I don't know. Wish I could say for sure. Tragically, I cannot. What did we do? Oh, it was the cow. It was the mushrooms. It was the mushrooms. That's right. I remember. It's coming back to me. We divided the mushrooms. We split them up. They were together. Now they're apart. They're in two different chambers. We still got to breed them all the way back up until they are completely full to overflowing, at which point we'll actually start to... I think this is working better than the old one. Did you see how quickly I deposited all those in there? Why is it working now when it wasn't working before? Oh, okay, one of these pods is full. I think it might have been this one here. I hate that the meat isn't going down into the chamber, though. I don't think the water's in the right spot. If I'm looking at it right now, it looks like the water is a bit too high. I think it's actually supposed to be a block lower. Maybe that's why it's not, like, depositing the items. Well, it kind of is. It kind of is, but it didn't... I think I did it wrong. I think the water is supposed to be a block lower. Not that I know how to do that. Could I break this block? I think I could break this block. I don't think they'd all explode out of there, because they're on top of there, and that's holding them in place. If I did break this block, the water should be at this layer right here. Right? Not up here. I think I did it wrong. Huh. Well, I'll tell you what. I think we'll fix that later. We'll try to address that issue in the future. And we're not going to worry about it right now. I mean, I am going to worry. It's going to bother me. I am going to be thinking about it and it is going to be bothering me. but we're not going to let it distract us from our goals today. It is a good reminder as to why you ought not do things when you're somewhat sleep deprived. Also, I collected iron earlier, that's why that's in my inventory. Everything's a bit of a mess right now. I need to get more sleep. Alright, I think everything's tucked away and everything is in its place, and now we need to get dirt. Quite a bit of dirt, quite a bit of grass, and quite a bit of stone, so that we can get started on this big project. And we're actually going to reorganize things here, like so. And in fact, let's take that a step further. Uh-huh. Right. Uh-huh. Right. That took way more steps than needed to. Up we go. The sun is setting. I guess we'll be doing this at night. So the first thing that we got to do... I thought that was a creeper's head for a second. I don't know why. Something about it just caught me off guard. You got to remove all of this dirt here, except for this top layer, so that we can build out and around. And you know what? I think much like we've done before, we'll probably leave this hollow, because there's no real reason to fill it in, and we might find a use for all of this space in the future. Doing what with it, I don't know. But maybe. Okay, hollowing out is complete. We've come across something here. Is that the passageway out? Hold on, actually, I think it might be. I'm at a weird angle for me to tell. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay, great. We're gonna leave, like, 3 torches inside of here. I think that ought to keep mobs from spawning in this area. I would check Lighty, but we all know what happens when we try to check Lighty. By the way, we're still not updated to 1.21.7, because with the AT launcher, every time I try to create a server with that version of the program, with that version, with every time with the AT launcher, when I try to create a 1.21.7 server using NeoForge, it refuses to launch the server after a certain NeoForge version, giving me some sort of weird Java argument error that I've not seen before, and I don't know what it means. So, what's odd about this is it does work with older versions of 1.21.7, the NeoForge versions. Older versions work fine, but the latest ones do not. And the problem with just, well, you know, why not just use the older ones? Some of the mods require the latest version of the NeoForge server binary to operate, so I can't just use the older ones. Frustrating though it is, I do have to have some of the newer ones, and they don't work, so that's what I'm currently trying to work out. Something like that, maybe, could work without this edge. Also, most of the side of the cliff is dirt, so we need to keep that in mind. If we want it to actually blend in with the rest of this cliff, because, like, so little of this cliff is exposed rock. Most of it is dirt, and if we want it to be consistent, you know, we want the new to blend in with the old, we need to do the same. We need to have most of this be covered in just dirt. Kind of like this, with the little staircases on the side. Creative flight would be nice in moments like these, and I know that I have a ghast that is kind of like having creative flight, but it's not exactly like having creative flight. I just kind of do this, and I start mocking up the way I want the top of this to look. We can go back down below and kind of sculpt it out, right? Or not sculpt it out, but rather flesh it out to sort of match. That's going to change the way the sign looks to have so much more back there, but not in a big, major way. And if we kind of come out here and we take a little whip around, I think this is going to be fine. So that's going to be kind of the shape we go for here. And then do we want these to be capped with grass? Because if so, they need to be capped with grass immediately. Because grass only grows so high. Like, we're not getting grass up here unless we replace that block with grass. So all of these up here should be able to, well, maybe not the, well, that one's adjacent. Maybe, we'll see. Yes. Yes, good. Yes. Yes, very good. Very good. I feel like I'm probably going to end up changing my mind about how all of this is formed. But that's okay. Like, I'm gonna, at some point, probably come back and want to fill all of this in. We'll see. Or we have something cool inside of here. There's a reason it's like this. It'll be a retroactive reason. You know, it's obviously not a reason I've already come up with, because otherwise I wouldn't be talking about needing to find one. But, you know, sometimes you can fake it. Oh my gosh, look at those fish! Oh my goodness me! God bless him. Yeah, Harry is the greatest song to have playing right now with this happening. Fantastic. I didn't think about axolotls going up there. If they do that and they escape into the wild, I'll have... Because right now all the axolotls are basically stuck here. We've made sure they can't escape. I'm going to be introducing them to a new environment, and that could end poorly. It could be like that time they decided to let a bunch of rabbits out for a rabbit hunt in Australia, and then look where that got them. Alright. I've got scaffolding now. Ah! Oh, you know what? Falling is not that big a deal. Yeah, this is starting to look good. This is starting to look real. It's starting to look natural. Oh! That was odd. I don't think I've ever watched you approach from somewhere before. Well, tell me what you got, man. I'm curious. I'm interested. We could sell a lot of hay bales for a lot of emeralds right now. We do not have a potato farm. In terms of buying things, I gotta be honest with you. Fire coral sounds kind of cool. We might buy out your entire supply. Do we want to build an artificial coral reef? I feel like we kind of do. Maybe in the space between our house and the island next door, we have an artificial coral reef. I mean, I guess it's not artificial if we're buying actual coral. The inability to collect coral, by the way, is kind of silly. It's Minecraft. What kind of, like, you need to let me move coral around. It's a video game. Let's chill, okay? I'll take your entire stock. 8 pieces, exactly what I expected. Indeed. Now listen, if you don't want to be stuck in here forever, I advise you ship off. Oh my gosh, what happened? Wait, what's going on? Holy smokes, dude. Something's happening to your llamas, man. You need to look after them a little bit better. Oh no, don't worry, I'll hold on to those reeds for you. If you find them, I'll have those leads for you right here, man. Don't ham me, you know what's going on here. Don't pretend like you haven't had this shakedown before. That's what I thought. Oh my gosh, that's the lava. It's raining now, which makes it hard to see what I'm doing. But you can see we're getting there. And eventually sky demons are going to start spawning. I should go to sleep. That would end the night and the rain, but I'm not going to. Oi! Oi! Oh, get down from there! Get down from there! Okay. So the whole thing is now encapsulated. I gave up trying to, like, smooth it out as I went, because that was taking too long. I figured I'd just go ahead and complete it, and then we'd figure out now how we want to do that. So really, I'm pretty pleased with the front of it. I think the front of it's fine. This edge here's a little abrupt. I can make a couple of changes up top to fix that. Now I just kind of have to blend this area. Okay. I think mistakes might have been made. Right here, on this corner. Does that look Actually, you know what? Sometimes Minecraft isn't perfectly smooth. It has weird little bits like that. Maybe having it not be perfect is the best thing I can do. Because it wouldn't look perfect in Minecraft. It would look kind of wonky. Kind of like that edge. That's a natural edge there. That's not perfect. That's kind of wonky. So was this. Let's go sleep and see how it looks in the morning. Yeah, that looks better. It definitely looks better than it did back when it was just like, I don't know, see that rough edge there looks a bit wonky. Anytime it comes out to like a perfect point, I'm not happy with it. But I think it looks better than it was just a solid block of stone. It definitely looks like this is maybe how it looked when the game generated it. I don't like this corner here because that looks weird. All of these things can be changed moving forward. All of these things can be altered. And I think I need to be a little bit less particular about not stacking dirt because we're not going to run out of dirt because there's enough dirt in the Minecraft world, particularly if we just go back to our dirt island, which is not on the map anymore, really. That's the problem, is like we constantly lose our map data. Right? That's really irritating. We need to just start putting signs down for things. And that way, instead of having to worry about adding everything back to the map every time the map data gets cleared, we can just say, hey, look, here's signs on everything, and everything has a name, and everything's named after a channel member or a Patreon supporter via sign, and the map doesn't matter. That might be a better approach. Just start naming random objects, right? Like, we've already got Gilliam Island and Deadbull Island, so I don't know. And we've got the Yates Estates, and maybe we just have Lucky Lou's Pumpkin Patch or something like that. I think he just goes by Lucas Kits. I don't think he goes by Lucky Lou Dog anymore. But that's, I mean, for some reason what my brain automatically goes to, because for years that's what it was. It's hard to change. Change is difficult. Thank you folks for watching. God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye!